Houston Grand Opera switches gears after a very funny and well-done Marriage of Figaro, of course, a great classic opera. Their current production is a pretty well-known opera in itself. It is Werther. So it's a very melodic opera. The sad storyline is in very sharp contrast to the fun that we had watching Figaro just a couple of weeks ago. This is Dr. David D. Shine for Starstruck as we keep our audience up to date on some of the latest in the arts and theater. And they've switched gears to, unfortunately, beautiful music, but a very sad plot. And as some of you know, I am a heavy content guy, so the plot makes a big difference to me. And this is a heavy, definitely a heavy plot. Their current production is a pretty well-known opera in itself. It is Werther, which is the correct German pronunciation. It's spelled W-E-R-T-H-E-R, and that is the last name of the lead character. I'm not sure that we would call him the hero, but it's based on it's by the French opera composer Massenet, built from 1774, and it is based on an even earlier work by the famed German author Werther. So that's the background on the current production. This production featured outstanding music with the full HGO orchestra led by conductor Robert Spano. Had plenty of drums. It's a little bit different structure of the orchestra than you might see at some other productions. A great emphasis with the big drums. It features three major sets, which is becoming a hallmark of these HGO productions. And that was done by Charles Edwards. And it's really something quite good to see in itself. One of the things that makes opera so much fun are these very elaborate sets. All of the key characters had great voices. The love interest, Charlotte, was played by beautiful mezzo-soprano with a voice to match Isabel Leonard. The sad hero of this opera is kind of interesting because he is really the lead character, and he is second listed to the mezzo-soprano Charlotte. But in any event, Werther himself is sung by Matthew Polenzani. His incredible tenor voice brought the house down. He did a marvelous job. In the plot, he's in love with Charlotte, but she remains faithful to her husband, and the opera meets that certain definition of unrequited love. Two supporting actors also turn in fine performances. Charlotte's husband, Albert, is sung by a great baritone, Sean Michael Plum. The woman in love with Werther, who he ignores at his own peril, apparently, is Sophie. If he would only look at her, and she was sung by soprano Jasmine Habersham, another beautiful singer with a voice to match. Our usual disclaimer: I buy my own tickets to performances covered. Do not identify myself as a theater reviewer. Dr. Dave awards HGO's production of Werther 5 stars. This is Dr. David D. Shine for Starstruck. Thanks for joining us, and if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe on your favorite platform.